Hey, Aaron, we're just joking here. I love it. Who gets let behind the velvet rope? They probably better off letting you than me.
Oh, listen, there's most of my life I never got beyond the velvet rope.
But you do get to play Coach Royal, man. This dude, you talk about a guy who displays hard-nosed toughness, football coachness, and then he's got a vulnerability to him. Talk to me about what drew you to this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he is that coach. You know, if you want to be a winning coach in a winning program, you have to be a hard-nosed guy and teach with discipline, teach with power. It's interesting, he had a relationship with Freddie Steinmark, an undersized player, the first out-of-state recruit for UT, and he saw something in him and believed in him, and Freddie worked his way onto the first squad and became the inspiration for the defense. Coach Royal didn't have that relationship with all of his players. Some of the former players said that they had said 3 words in 4 years with Coach.
It's fascinating.
So Freddie really had an impact on his life. Coaching is interesting. I've learned that you have to coach with an iron fist, and being a coach of a large program like this is like being a CEO. You don't have contact with the workers all the time, and that's why this particular relationship is so important and so inspiring.
Did you get to meet him? Because I know he obviously passed away, but did you actually get
No.
to meet him and pick his brain?
No, never. I met his wife. Went out to dinner with her a few times, and met everybody in Austin who knows him. I mean, he obviously left a legacy.
Legend.
He's a legend. So everybody had a story. I'd be walking down the street and people would tell me a story or about Coach Royal or their son, or a lot of the former players obviously told me everything they could, but I was a sponge. I listened to tapes of them 24 hours a day and read everything I possibly could.
One of the things that I really love is obviously Angela wrote Rudy and Hoosiers, 2 of my favorite movies of all time. This has a very drastically different ending, but there's still that same type of inspirational vibe and uplifting thing about it, right?
Angelo's the best. He knows the human heart. He knows how to get tears to flow. He's just the best at that.
You have another inspirational movie you're working on right now, which I cannot wait, and you get to work with the best in the business, Tom Hanks, Sully.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it. I'm guessing that's what the facial hair is for.
The mustache.
The mustache.
This is to cover it up. Yeah, I'm working with Tom Hanks, the best in the business. Like you said, he's a total pro, and Clint Eastwood's directing it. Tom is Sully, and he has embodied him, and this is going to be a great movie and a great story about a man who kept his wits about him and saved the lives of 155 people.
When you get to tell stories like Sully and like My All-American as an actor, stories that have purpose to them and have positive meaning, it's got to be such an enriching feeling for you.
Yeah, and that's the reason I wanted to do this film, was because my films haven't always had that, quality to them. And I wanted to do a movie that the whole family could go see and that they could all talk about, enjoy, and learn something from. And I think that this movie definitely hits the bullseye.
You're obviously the elder statesman on this movie, and working with someone like Tom, it's a very different situation. Talk to me about the differences in being on a movie like this and working with a younger cast versus working with maybe more of your peer group in terms of...
Well, it was different. I'm definitely having different experiences because, and playing a coach, I mean, I was a hard ass in this movie.
You are?
No, as an actor.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I pretty much did what Coach would do, and I wanted those players to never see me sit down, never see me always working, always the first one there, always asking more of them than they thought they needed to give. So I think that the actors would say a lot of the same thing they said about Coach Royal to me. Some of them feared me, for sure. Some of them liked me, not much, but I think that could be said for Coach Royal as well.
Is there ever a role that you get lost in that you forget, hey, I'm Aaron Eckhart and I'm actually this person now?
I think those are the most fun. I think that's the way I look at acting. I don't want to be myself. I feel a responsibility to be the character. And, I think that if people just didn't flat out hate you, I would do it more than I do it right now. But all the performances that I see and the actors that I admire are always those ones that, they just said he went all out. He was the character. And the problem with that is that it's very tough to do because you have to then relate to the crew and relate to people in a real way when all you want to do is be the coach. So it's tough, but I try to do it as much as I possibly can.